living with a woman, you have to just like read that everything's gonna be creamy from now on. Like you kiss your girlfriend, she has like creamy like lip whatever, creamy hand oil is always creamy. She's always doing this cream, and I'm like, okay,
Everything is soft,
yeah,
and smooth, and
I
creamy.
like a little bit of friction.
Like before you met her, with your hand you can create fire. Just like, you snap your finger next to the gas stove and just the gas. That's how itchy you were before you met her.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. We're recording from my apartment today because it is raining.
It's raining, and
it's raining,
it's a nice
man.
cozy fall day. I love cozy fall days, and it's just like you hear the rain, and then you're like,
You're British. That's how British you are.
And then it's
That's how
like,
much your girlfriend rubbed on you.
But also, I love all weather. Like I love all types of weather. I can feel the appreciation.
Yeah.
I could like, when it's hot. I'm like, oh, it's a dog day afternoon. You know, hot. Oh, the dog is roasting on the Barbie. And then the fall weather, it's like, ooh, rain, romantic, and cup of tea, cozy up with a book. You know, and then the snow. Oh, the weather outside is fun. And the spring, and then the rain, and then you're cozy
I'm
with
so
your
happy for you.
boyfriend.
Because every change of seasons, I just get crazy allergies,
Really?
and I just can't talk. I
Every-
was talking to one of my students today, and they're like, "Teacher, are you okay?" Because
And
my
you-
eyes are watering.
Like, God
My
damn.
nose is like.
Oh, really? That
I
bad,
go
huh?
on dates. She's like, "Oh, you have something on your nose." I told you last time.
Yeah,
Oi.
but are you actually? Goddamn, I didn't realize that. So what about winter? There's no winter allergies.
No, winter. I just get a cold.
Oh yeah,
And,
you get your sneezing.
no, it's just the transition. It's
Yeah.
always it's the morning of one season and the beginning of a new season.
Yeah.
That's always my brain is like, I don't know what to do.
Damn.
I'm just gonna produce mucus and make you cry.
Does it like? Do you feel a tickle in your nose, or is it just a?
No, just it hurts. It hurts
Oh.
to exist.
You know, like whenever I'm driving, I'm always. And I remember sorry, let me use my words. Whenever I'm at a red light,
Yeah.
I always like sometimes look at people next to me, and everybody looks so comfortable. Everyone's just sitting there in their clothes, and all their
Yeah.
clothes fit per. And I'm like, God
Because
damn.
we're kings.
I feel like I'm so uncomfortable all the time.
Really?
I'm always like,
Where does the uncomfort
I'm
come
always
from?
like jittery, and I'm always like, and I'm always like looking, and then they're sitting there.
Could it be that you drink 65 cups of coffee a day?
Okay, that's a good point. He has a point. I've cut down my caffeine intake, but it's not. I gotta tell you, actually, honestly, yeah. Like this weekend, I was with Claire, and then like I drank tons of coffee throughout the day. When Claire leaves me alone, I'm like, woo wee, I'm gonna do coffee, and then I get all fucked up, and then I meet Claire, and I'm all like scared. And I swear to God, I have like daytime like freakouts. I'm like, I feel weird. My heart is racing. Oh, my pressure. And then I'm like, and Claire's like, yeah, you just drink too much coffee.
It's interesting.
And I'm like, want to go get it Tim Hortons? I swear to God, I'm always like, my go-to is like,
just buy decaf.
yeah,
Just buy
it's a
decaf.
good idea.
Buy an espresso. You're rich. Buy an espresso so you can have like a goodish quality coffee.
Yeah, bro. Okay,
Because you're not gonna buy an espresso machine like a
I have
5,000.
so many appliances in this house. Like
Yeah?
I need space to cook, to chop something up, because it's
Okay.
all like air fryer, waffle maker,
Yeah,
dildo.
but how long do you use the waffle maker? The dildo you use it every day. But the waffle, like how much?
No, the waffle maker.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
It's under.
Here's
maybe
what I
an espresso.
propose. My brother just bought an espresso machine and he loves it. Because everyone has an issue with things, you know.
Mhm.
Like I have an issue with solids, like I
Yeah.
eat. You have an issue with liquids.
Yeah,
you know.
drink.
People powder, they sniff
Yeah,
powder.
sniff.
You, it's beer, or you just love to. I think you just love to drink liquid.
Love just.
That's why you have a soda machine.
Yeah.
And then you love beer, and you just love
Yeah.
to drink liquids.
You
You're a
know,
liquid guy. You
y-
would drink cum.
The
conclusion to my thinking.
You would drink Dev, I would get an espresso machine.
Yeah.
But finding a place to put it is always hard things. But I'm always like, I always ask Claire, I'm like, can we put stuff on top of the fridge? It's perfect storage. She's
Perfect.
like, no.
What?
No, it's not. Because it
minute.
looks cluttery, right?
Who's the man of the house?
I know, but
Huh? Put your foot down on the
but
fridge. Put your foot down
decorating-
on the fridge.
Yeah, jump on the fridge, up and
put your
down.
foot down. Yeah, I'm a man.
It's hard to decorate your own house when there's already someone decorating the house.
Oh yeah.
So then there's conflict. There's
Yeah.
like There's like my idea of decoration is like my underwear's on the floor, socks everywhere.
It's modern art.
There's pubes in the sink. Hers is like a nice flowery, pillowy pillow.
Every time I have someone coming over my apartment, I assess it. I assess what it looks like, and I realize, you know what my apartment looks like? You know when you watch a movie and there's a guy who's like, oh no, the enemy is coming, and then he puts a hand on his book, and then a secret door's open, and he walks in, and he has like shelves of guns, and everything is organized. But it's all for a goal to protect murder, be like the safeguard.
There's like cans of food and
like it's not I'm talking like not a safe room. I'm talking about a room for guns and ammunition.
Strategy.
Like just like just turn on the light, just the guns are all placed on the wall with the ammunitions on the table. My apartment is exactly like this, but for like jokes. So you walk in, the shoes are here, I have a book there, I have my pens all organized, I have little booklets that I take with me on the road, I have condoms, like everything is organized. All right, let's go do jokes.
Whoa, okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So this is, I walk in my apartment, it's like my secret, or like a garage. I don't know if you go to like a nice Ferrari garage where all the tools are well placed.
Yeah, they're all, it's really
that's
nice.
That's how but the thing is, it's like when I invite a girl over, it's like, hey, come to my garage.
Yeah.
I have a little mattress where you can sleep on.
The girl's like, look how cute, all your pens are organized. You're like, it's not cute. it's serious.
Efficient.
It's efficient.
Okay. Blue pens are for jokes that work. Red pens are for jokes that need to work on, women. Women just don't understand.
Do you like drawing? No.
So yeah, this is if you go, you'll see on my table I have like the weed, the pens, the my everything is just set up so I can like oh no, this pen doesn't work.
Yeah.
Holsters with guns. I get to the show.
I'm doing the lineup. Amer host.
Once upon a time in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Comedy.
And then the mic is smoking.
Exactly. It's a hot set. So we were talking before we started the podcast that there's a weird smell in my apartment.
So I don't have a sense of smell. I don't think I do.
Yeah, that's why you drink.
But I could. I could smell this.
We're drinking soda water with like a hint of juice.
I can smell that. I can smell it, but I don't smell a weird smell.
I smell a dampness mixed with cooking. Like someone is boiling meat.
But to me, this just smells like single guy house. Like I've been like.
But I never cook.
But it's but I don't smell the cooking. To me, it just smells like you go to another single guy's house. Yeah. It smells like this. You go to Sarag's house. It smells like this. You go to I'm trying to think like who's a single guy that I know, like whatever, and it all just smells. The house just smells the same. It just smells like a guy lives here. You know, that's all it is. It's not bad.
But the thing is, I see what you mean because these people live in their houses. I don't really live in my house. In the sense, I wake up, I smoke my shisha. Shisha smells good, so I would assume like the smell of mint would. But it smells like someone's cooking like a boiling quails.
Quails.
Someone's boiling quails and in pepper and.
Boiling food is probably the worst way to cook food. Like imagine like I'm making some barbecue. Oh no, I'm making some burgers and it's like ground beef boiled.
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah. Who invented that?
I don't know.
I have a theory.
I think it was like prehistoric days. They probably
I have a theory about it. I think everything that you eat cooked was an accident.
Yeah.
Because first, like, I discovered fire. And, okay, let's maintain the fire, working, cooking. And then, look, I kill a squirrel. Yeah. And then the guy's walking towards his friend, like, let's eat the squirrel with the fur and everything because we're dumb, you know. Yeah. And then, oh, no, it fell in the fire. Like, oh, what do we do? We can't. We have to eat the squirrel on fire. And then they're like, oh, it tastes better without the fur. What else can we throw in the fire? Bring the wife. Oh, it tastes much better. Okay, what about the baby? Oh, baby tastes much better. Maybe we should eat baby animals more. And then they go eat like a
I was going to make a joke for the women being like, oh, it tastes like fish. Tilapia. But, gross.
Especially back then. Everyone tasted like fish. My God. Imagine you never... Like fish. You know what's crazy? Probably... Back then, you could spend generations would spend time without eating fish. Yeah. Because you would travel. What is the chances you would come to a source of water and like, oh, you know what I mean? Maybe you're just landlocked. Yeah. Let's say you're in Tehran. Tehran there's no port in Tehran. Oh. Or whatever. I'm just trying to cite a city where there's no close water.
Yeah. Or lakes.
Or lake or whatever. And then you for the first time you smell fish. You're like,
Yeah.
Point it to the, oh, hey, did you cheat on me? Like, did you that fish?
That fish.
That fish? You. I'm gonna eat you.
It's funny.
Funny. It's funny. I don't know if you remember last time we spoke. I told you that I need words for things, and I told you like I want to like English has words, and sometimes you hear different languages, and they have words for feelings. Like when you eat out of boredom, I think the Japanese has a word for this.
Oh, okay.
When you eat out of boredom, and I told you I want a word for when you discover a song from an artist you like.
Yeah.
Okay, I need a word for this. Let me share with you a story. Yesterday, I'm walking and my floor is dirty. I'm like, oh damn, I feel like little crunchiness.
Yeah.
So okay, so I pass the Roomba. I walk, it's still dirty. I'm like, god damn it. So I pass the broom. Then I still walk and it's still dirty. So I mop the floor. And then like it's still dirty. I'm like, what? And then I look. I just had a thing on my sock.
Oh, dude.
Like I need a word for that because the only word I have now is. I need a better word than
you
I'm
can
like.
call it
so
like the
stupid.
Amer effect or
The
something.
Amer effect, just
something like that. Like where it like.
I love the fact like I need a word better than. You're like, what about your name,
What
Amer?
about your name?
What about your name?
That's amazing. Yeah, or we all have these different effects. Like for the longest time, I used to go into the shower from the front.
What do you mean?
Like so, this is a point
Now you
of.
go ask first. You're like,
No. So when you go, you turn on the shower,
Yeah.
right? And then there's a curtain, and then there's the left side you can go in, which goes directly into the water,
yeah.
or the right side of the curtain,
Yeah.
so where you walk into the water slowly.
Yeah.
Which one did you do? Which one do you do?
I don't turn on the shower before I enter the shower.
You don't?
No.
What? So you open the shower and you're like,
No.
gold.
I'm lucky. I used to have a shower head like this. I
Uh-huh.
think. So what I did, I just changed it to one with a towel, not with the hose, and you can take it off. So I get in, I take it off, I bend over, I put on my vagina, and then I check the temperature, and then I bring it back up.
Oh, okay. See, that's smart. That's a good way to do it.
Amer effect.
Yeah. I used to go left side, right into the shower. It would be either scalding hot or really, really cold.
But don't you just
Well, I would do it and
put
then
your hand under the water? You're like, oh, this is boiling water.
I know, but I would just jump in. I'd be like, I'd figure it out. Because every time I would shower, I just want to get it done,
Yeah,
just get the
you're
shower
a
done.
cowboy. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with that.
But now I realize, now that I've gotten older, more wiser, I go from the back and I slowly walk into the water to make sure it's
You're like,
good.
shake it, hot.
And I'm like rubbing, and I'm like, this feels way better. And a lot of people
It
talk
shows
about
that
this
you
now.
live with a woman, because she
Yes.
not modernized you, but she
acclimated me to
acclimated you
society.
to society a little. Yeah.
Yeah, because otherwise I would have just been hot and
I-
cold.
Strongly disagree with that ideology. I don't have a woman in my life, and
Uh-huh.
I'm not a monkey. I eat a banana with the peel on, and I
Yeah,
eat
yeah.
eggs with the with the shell on. Like, yeah, no,
No,
could
but you have
still-
your own world.
Yeah.
But like,
I have a stinky apartment. I don't know why.
Cabbage.
But cabbage. Yeah.
But no, if I didn't meet Claire, let's say, I probably would have, like the rest of my family, lived with my mom.
yeah.
Like my cousin still lives with my mom. My brother eventually moved out at like, I don't know, 27 or something.
Yeah, but you see, he moved out at 27, and he saved enough money to buy his own condo. So there's benefits of living with your mom.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, there is.
is.
But being my brain,
Yeah.
hey, I'm a comedian. I want to do comedy.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna just live with my mom and just do open mics for the rest of my life.
Imagine how great of a comedian you'd be if
I
you
don't think
just,
so, bro.
you would just be doing spots after
I would
spots after
be-
spots. You'd only be focused
I
on
would.
doing
First of all,
comedy.
I'd be hideous. I'd be like,
Why? Why? You live with your mom. No one will love you more than your mom.
But what do you? I'm talking about like the public. Like I would look insane.
How could you look insane?
Because I looked I was looking at old photos of myself.
Yeah.
I looked like I was from Iran or something. I was like, hey, everybody. Like my jeans were too short and my sweater was huge and I had like a mullet and
Yeah.
then like my beard was huge. I didn't even shave
And-
this part of my beard. Until
and he
recently.
was hilarious, by the way. Just so you know, guys, he
No, it
was.
the worst.
Everyone would call him Wildman Omassi.
I hated it. I was
Because everyone, listen, there's few comics in the world where even comedians would sit in the back just to watch them perform, and Wildman Omassi was that guy. Well, everyone would like, Gabriel's gonna go on stage.
I don't know.
Let's go sit and see what he's gonna do. and then you would sit and you would talk like about a book made of skin. I remember.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you would have a story about like you faked a story. You went to
Oh,
school
yeah.
and you faked bringing a book made of skin.
Did I never tell that story on the podcast?
I think you did.
Oh, okay.
And
okay,
then
okay.
you would like he'd go on stage with his jean jacket, and he's like, "Wah!" And then he would pull a beer out of nowhere,
I know.
crack it, and now he goes on stage. If he says a bad word, he apologizes.
I can't. Like this is me growing up. Like I can't. Like I don't. I feel more sensitive as I get older.
Mm-hmm.
Like back then. Also, I was doing that out of like insecurity. Like I didn't even know.
But you're still insecure.
I know, but I'm less insecure.
Okay.
Yeah, back then I didn't even know how to even put words to paper. I was like, so I'd have to use like sounds.
If comedy has taught me anything, is that you don't need to use words
You
correctly.
know, like a thought.
Like look at me, bro. I barely speak English on stage.
You don't need to.
Like I did a show on Saturday, and like the comics were having a tough time, and I had a good set, and this is how I explained to them how I'm like, guys, the crowd, they didn't want words and jokes, they wanted booga 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 booga. That's it. I just went booga 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 booga, and they all laughed. I'm like, you're booga booga crowd.
Yeah.
Which sounds a bit racist. They weren't a color, but they just going booga booga. It sounds like, hey, someone's offended by this, you know? Booga booga. Yeah.
Boogity
So you have to have a perfect match. A perfect mix of booga booga.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought about it, and I wanted to tell you this. I don't want to keep it for the podcast. There's 3 aspects of comedy. Tell me what you think. Joke writing,
Okay.
performance, and crowd control.
Yeah.
You need all 3.
It's true. Especially like the level, like especially the show on Sunday.
Yeah.
Crowd control sometimes is the most important thing.
You have to exactly.
So
you
insane.
have to be. You have to be. You have to. Who I imagine are 2 people: Mussolini and Freddie Mercury. I think it was like Live Aid, where he goes, "Hey yo," and then it goes. The whole, like 85 million people go, "Hey yo, hey yo, hey yo," and then he does this, and I remember seeing this, and just like if I had hair on my neck, it would stand up. It just gave me chills. I'm like, this is.
Yeah.
That feeling of having the crowd in your hand. This is my narcissism. There's nothing I love more. I'm like, I'm gonna get you all to have a fantastic time, and you have a fantastic time. So I just give me your power, and I just. There's even I think there's a couple of photos of me where I'm literally like bending my back, like, and I'm literally doing Freddie Mercury, but I'm like talking about my Jews or whatever.
Yeah.
So this is I think the 3 things that we need to master for the next couple of years.
I know. Yeah. Holy shit. And like anytime you think, or at least I think I'm getting better, like eventually, like something it slips, and I learn from that. You know, I'm always like, oh, and then I figure
it out. It's the most important thing is to learn from mistakes, bring it back, be honest, never apologize. Never apologize. I noticed that. Never apologize.
Yeah.
Never apologize. If you say something wrong and people are like, just dig in deeper and deeper till they break. Why are you breaking first? That's my theory. Why it's a mental exercise. Just why you're not fighting them, you're not punching them. Just it's a mental. You're not hurting them.
No,
it's words.
Yeah.
So you have to keep pushing, keep digging. You're so good at that, by the way. What? Sometimes you dig and it just gets even more and more hilarious. When you called an old lady an old goose or whatever, and you're like, no, that's not. But wait, no, I mean like you're the matriarch. No, I mean that's not. And then and it was hilarious. But you kept digging, and you were getting bigger laughs. I was always digging. Gabe is hilarious.
She did look like a mother goose, though.
She just looked an older European woman.
She was wearing this big bright outfit, and
she's from Holland. She was wearing like wooden shoes.
She was like kind of round. I'm like, you look like Mother Goose. And
she's like, my feelings.
I thought everybody would like laugh, but in my head, I thought it was gonna be like the biggest laugh of the century, and everyone's like, what are you, 10 years old? You look like Mother Goose?
Yeah, and then you're like, no, but I mean like you're wearing a bit and you're a little bit older, and everyone's and she's like, and it was hilarious. Always again, never apologize. Always, never. Why let them win? They want to laugh. They don't want to win. You know what I mean?
That's funny.
That's so funny.
Let me bring up something near and dear to your heart. Driving.
Yes.
Okay, you like driving?
Love it.
Did you hear in Montreal, in Park Extension, there was a parking what's the not riots? Protest. There was a parking protest in Park Extension. Did you see this?
I saw clippets of it, like a small clip, but please inform me more.
So on the street where I used to live on, around like Ball Street, it's called, they got rid of like 100 parking spots to put a bike path there which is insane. And then on the street over, the street that goes from Jean Talon all the way down to like Jerry or Leah, like blocks and blocks and blocks, they get rid of all one side of parking, put a bike path there, which is like it's a main artery of of Park X. And there was this huge I guess I don't know how big it is, not huge, but it was a big protest. Everybody was like being like with their signs. They made signs, and they were like, I swear to God, people had signs that were like, "Parking lives matter." Like people were being like, "My parking matters to me," and I'm thinking like, this is Park Xers Black Lives Matter, dude. It's so I couldn't. So I was
bro,
like,
I need to park my car, bro.
Yeah, because I'm 100% with like, dude. There's no one. The cars go so slow in that neighborhood. There's like stop signs every 10 seconds. Why the hell do you need to get rid of all this parking?
For 4 months of biking, by the way.
Yeah, 4 months of biking.
We live in Montreal where it snows for 8 months a year.
And
4 months of...
Dude, it's crazy. And so now all these old ladies being like, I don't know where I'm going to park, you know? Yeah. And I went online on Reddit. This is how sorry, I don't want to swear as much because I don't know if you noticed, I bleep all the but this is like how, I don't know, super liberal, or I don't even know what the word is. I don't think it's even liberal, but they were on Park Xers for protesting, saying that why should you store your private property on public property? Mm-hmm. And like, but where else? Like,
I pay taxes for the public property.
Right?
That means it's owned by the public.
Also, you're now shaming people with low incomes because they don't have their own garage.
Yeah,
it's a lot of immigrants, a lot of people not from this like first generation immigrants. You know, they come, they don't have that much money. They're trying to save money. They move to Park X because it's supposed to be low rent places for people to live like happily. And they're like, bro, like, get your car out of here.
Well, that's the evolution of racism. Mm-hmm. Okay,
right?
Evolution of racism. 30 years ago, you're like, let's say your grandparents came here and they're like, bonjour, je peux avoir la café? And they're like, look at this immigrant. Ici, on est au Québec, on parle français, tabarnak. You know, that was back then. You're like, coming to my country, can't even speak the language. And now it's like, you're coming to my country and you're parking your car on my street. This is not, you know what I mean? This is the evolution of Quebec, is it? This is the evolution of it, you know? You have to respect the rules of my country, you know? But it's racism. It's just evolution of racism.
I guess so. But like, it's people that don't even...
Who bikes?
I don't know. I don't think...
What's the percentage of people who bike? Let's divide by race.
I wouldn't say in Park X anyone really bikes.
No
at
one
all.
bikes in Park X,
like
except people with DUIs.
Or like kids or whatever,
kids.
Right?
I personally think only children should use their bike. I refuse to sweat if I'm traveling. Sweating is for fun, and just fun. You should only sweat for fun. What am I, in a third world country? I have to take my bike?
Look, I'm an adult. I can bike if I want to bike.
People go to Amsterdam. Look at Amsterdam. Everyone uses a bike, and then you look in the water canal, and there's like 5 million bikes. It looks like an open sewer. It's disgusting. You go. We want to buy a prostitute legally, and there's like dead hookers in the water
in the
with
water
the bikes.
on tricycles.
Exactly. Like, what is this? This is
girls.
It's disgusting. Even though I do agree bikes are better for the environment.
I
blah, blah, blah.
like biking in the summer because it's nice and I like the sun.
Again, we live in
blah.
Montreal.
Yeah, and there's enough bike paths. And also, by the way, there are already bike paths on that road. They just get rid of the parking for no reason. There was like, you can bike on the street, and then a bike would go as fast as a car because there's so many stop signs anyway.
I'm down for bike lanes. 100%. They should have a bike lane. They should feel safe.
But don't get rid of the parking. There's no point.
Of the parking.
There was already a bike lane.
And by the way, parking is not easy in Park X.
No, it's the worst.
Already very hard in Park X. So where are these people? They just have to vote away This is how people end up voting for extreme, right-wing leftists. It's because you have crazy politics. Like, there's no. What about let's talk. Some neighborhoods, there's a lot of cars. There's a lot of ethnic people don't really believe in bikes. You're not gonna force them to drive bikes.
They don't know.
Wait till they go
care.
to university, their kids, and then maybe they'll start biking. Give them a generation.
They don't even have. They probably still wear like those, those Indian.
Yeah, they wear Fila shoes in winter. That's their winter shoes. They wear those Fila 1995 shoes, and they're like, let's go.
They smoke.
This is every recent immigrant coming to Canada in winter. Okay, you keep the jacket you have on from spring, and you just go walk like this.
They freeze their balls off. No gloves. They warm their hands up with the cigarettes they smoke.
Exactly. Like, just the shoulders up to
Yeah,
protect half the neck. And they're like, man, I hate this country. It's so cold.
They don't do anything.
This is it.
You think they're gonna bike? No.
And then their kids are like, oh, we can buy a winter jacket and gloves and toque, and it takes time. And I think again, it's not. I called it racism. Maybe I should call it.
I think it's classism, man.
Classism. Well, this is the same thing.
It is, but it's
always
also
the same
like
thing.
the people making these comments are clearly like upper class people that have like their garages
Of
with their
course.
liberal
Or
ideologies.
they just don't have a car and they don't need a car.
Yeah, but that's
if you're
true.
an Uber delivery guy, you
Yeah.
need a car.
Yeah.
How much you want to bet that the concentration of Uber drivers
right.
and Uber
It has to
Eats
be.
delivery driver is tremendously high in all these like Kadenesh, Park
Yeah.
X, Oshlaga, all the poor neighborhoods. People use their cars to make a living.
Yeah.
And now you're going to say, oh, by the way, you're going to have to do like they do in New York. In New York, no Uber Eats or an Uber driver lives in New York.
No,
They
they
all
come out of
live
town, right?
Fucking in New Jersey or in Denmark, and then
Whoa.
they come that far because it's so expensive.
Yeah, man.
So they're now therefore like, oh no, this we're gonna make it I find that the mayor is trying to turn Montreal into like Manhattan, into like this cool cosmopolitan cities. We're like, okay, let's bike everywhere, let's make it modern and nice, and we'll have Bixies. But the thing is, again, until climate change really changes the climate in Montreal, we have snow and rain 8 months a year.
Yeah.
8 months,
Yeah.
4 months a year.
It's
sure,
nice. Yeah.
4 months a year, whatever.
Yeah.
But 8, when it's minus 50 outside,
Nobody does anything.
no, there's like one person on a
Yeah.
bike, and you look at them, and everyone thinks he's a psycho.
They're insane.
Everyone's
He's
like,
off
"Oh,
to
you're
murder
insane."
another bike
Exactly.
guy or something like.
No, that's.
Yeah. Anyway.
And I don't think having more bike lanes is gonna make people bike more, but
No.
having less cars. People are going like, now I have to buy like a scooter. That's gonna happen. What's happening in in Europe, everyone has a scooter.
Yeah.
The scooters are gonna come here, and then people are just.
People are just gonna have like, or those goofy well done ones, or those ones you sit down and
Yeah.
they're electric.
Yeah.
Which every time I see that, I'm like, man, that's not bad. Like I
4 months a year.
I know, that's the thing. Like that's for me would be like that would be my fun. These
Yeah.
leisure technology zippity doo dah things,
Here's it's funny you brought up bikes. I was driving and I have like a dark thought. I was driving and in front of me there were 3 people on bikes, but they were taking the whole road. So I was just stuck behind them, and there was arrogance in them. Like, what are you gonna do? In my mind, I'm like, how do you know that I'm not a murderer?
Yeah.
Like, your cockiness is only based on on the assumption that the person behind you is a good person.
Yeah.
Because
You gotta be nice.
1 out of 10,000, 1 out of 100,000 is a psycho that's gonna go like, oh, you're gonna block the street because you think we
Yeah.
owe you.
Yeah, run right
How
over.
do you know I'm not a psycho?
they don't.
How do you live your life
Yeah.
being a piece of garbage
Mm-hmm.
based purely on the cockiness? Like, your cockiness is purely based on the fact that I'm a good person behind you. And then I killed them.
Yeah, dude, I'm out of anytime I bike, I find dude, this is how I used to get to like from Park X downtown. I used to, because they were like, oh, we're gonna put a bike lane on Park Avenue now, and I'm like, I would go through the alleyways, man. I'd be like, I would just go through alleyways. I would avoid the Hasidic Jews. I'd go over potholes, jump, bunny hop. I'd be like, this is how I'm getting downtown. And then these lunatics, these like arrogant bicyclers with their like, they wear helmets and stuff and knee pads, and they think that's gonna save them. No, go through the alleyway like a normal person, because that's where the bikes belong, like hidden where they're shoveling. Or, I don't know.
Listen, as I said, I do believe in bikes. I do believe in bike lanes. I think bikes should be safe, but you have to keep in mind the differences in the world. Not the whole world is not the plateau. Not the whole world is not a bunch of baristas who can bike with their flipped mustache to work. There's a lot of people. There's poor people who live in Montreal, and these poor people need their cars for their jobs. They have 3 jobs. They work at Harvey's and then they go do McDonald's their second shift. These women, they cannot. These single moms, they're not gonna have bike from one place to the other.
No, my mom's like, I don't know what to do. Like, I'll just take the bus to work now when it's freezing. Only because it's like, if I can't find parking, minus 20.
It's working.
Yeah, she's like, oh, and I'm like, I'll drive you in the morning. Then I'm like, where am I gonna find parking?
Well, you're not gonna drive your mom in the morning.
Well, some mornings I don't mind.
Really? You're gonna get in your car,
Yeah.
go pick her up.
I've done it before.
Yeah. All right.
I've also gone, if her car gets shoveled in, I go and I shovel out for her. Okay, remember last week when I said that Me Too is coming back?
Me too.
Yeah, Me Too too. You know who the next victim of me. I guess it's not really a victim. Like he deserves to be taken out.
Yeah.
Russell Brand.
Did
you see that?
I heard about it, but apparently he's like yeah, I didn't do it.
So he got accused of R-ing a bunch of like women.
You cannot R-word a bunch of women,
man.
man.
R-word a bunch of women back in his day. Back in the early 2000s or the mid 2000s or sometime then, and he went on his YouTube channel and he said, "Listen, people, this is all disinformation. Remember how I told you the was gonna get you and hurt you? This is how they're getting me now with their disinformation." And I'm thinking, like, bro, like you just didn't like.
What if it's true?
If there's a conspiracy?
Yeah. What if
going against him?
I mean, It could. Can we agree just on the? Let's start with this. On the possibility that maybe it's true.
Yeah, maybe. Like I would watch his videos and I'd be like, God, I took the. I'm gonna. Why did I take the? But then I'm like, oh well, I only took 2. It's not that bad.
You did? Oh yeah, me too.
Yeah, I only took 2 vaccines because you forget.
Did you have any the boosters?
I had
the boosters. The boosters.
No,
boosters.
I only took. How many? So you get 1 vax and then you get another vax?
Yeah.
I don't think I got any boosters.
No, me neither.
I don't
I think I have a friend who had like 6 boosters or 5. He had every booster.
Oh, that's
and
a lot.
he still got COVID.
Yeah, well, yeah. Fuck.
I got COVID too,
Yeah,
but
I
I
got
think I
COVID.
got COVID. I got sick for a couple of days, and then I'm like, whoa.
I did get like a. It's weird, like
Yeah, you're
sore neck.
from
Yeah.
sucking.
Yeah, that's what happened. Oh no.
I realized I should make this because I film all my sets. I should make a compilation
Yeah.
of me sucking the mics to like "Careless Whispers" by George Michael. Beady. Just the beard going and me fat thin. Just
that would be really good.
Just a bunch of.
Anyway, so Russell Brand's going down.
Yeah.
He's going downtown. Poor guy. I mean, no, not poor guy. Not poor guy. He did these bad things and all these.
Here's why I hope it's a conspiracy. Here's why I hope it's a conspiracy.
Yeah.
Because if it's a conspiracy, that means no one got.
Yes, that's 100% true. And then
that's why I hope it's a conspiracy.
So know how he was a comedian and an actor, and then
now he's a cult leader.
Yeah, he became like basically like a health guru, YouTube specialist guy, and he leans on the right. So now all his right-leaning friends are coming out, being like, "We stand with," like Ben Shapiro was like, "Ben Shapiro's a very good guy. He has Christian values and or all this stuff." And it's like, dude, you didn't know him when he was a sex addict.
Yeah,
like he was a sex addict. People forgot that he was addicted to drugs, addicted to heroin.
Your foot is bring it back. You're talking and your foot keeps doing this, just touching me slightly.
Oh.
And you're like, you know, he didn't really sexually assault people. And like, he's sexually assaulting my knee right now. All right, I'll move. No, put it back. Make yourself comfortable.
And so, I don't know. I just feel that,
I wish everyone in this. I'll do the Donald Trump.
Yeah.
I wish him all the best.
Yeah, I wish him all the best.
Again, I hope it's a conspiracy. I hope Pfizer is trying to bring him down.
Yeah.
Because if that's true, then he anybody. So what
No,
do you want? Do you want him to be like a horrible person, or do you want? And then you're like, yes, look at the horrible person. Let's cancel him or whatever.
Yeah.
Or do you want him to be innocent and no one got hurt? So what feeling do you want? The narcissist in me would be like, yeah, look at him.
Yeah, look what he did. Yeah.
Just get angry and make a video and make a short or whatever you're gonna make with this.
Yeah.
Mister. I know what you're doing, Gabriel.
We'll
what's hot right now? Is hot. Let's make videos. Let's talk about the Holocaust now. That's old school. No one cares about the Holocaust.
That's old school.
What's happening in the world? Who's murdering children? Oh, this video is gonna get like 5 views. I'm saying so many.
I'm gonna bleep them all.
Beep beep beep. Like just beep 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 boop boop boop.
Oh man, though. Speaking of driving, did you see that video? Did you see that video online in Montreal of like it was like a Porsche festival or something?
Ooh, no.
And this big Porsche dealership somewhere in Montreal, like they had all the Porsches out driving around. And one guy, I think he was like a dealer, he like hit the pedal to the metal and skidded off the road, flew into a guy, and then like a street light fell down and
he hit the guy.
He hit a guy.
And did the guy go bee?
He was like, "Boom!" Like it was like Grand Theft Auto.
Oh,
and I was like, man, like you can't just put. Like, I guess it's hard to drive those cars. It must be, like, difficult to, like, because he's like, yeah.
Well, you have a really powerful weapon in your hand.
Yeah,
This is a sports car. It's called a sports car.
In the summer.
It's funny. It's called a sports car. Most people who drive it are fat.
Yeah. Why? How's it a sport? Maybe it's sports as in, like, sports driving?
It's like, it's intense. It's like, it's not
because a sports car to me would be like a van with all like hockey pucks and like tennis rackets, since that's a sports car to me. but like a sports car. I once drove. It's so dumb, huh? I once
A
drove
minivan is a sports
It
car.
was. I drove a I guess it's sort of a sports car, but it's like a Mustangs are like muscle cars, right?
Yeah, muscle car,
But-
sports car. Yeah.
But this Mustang I drove was like very sporty.
Mm-hmm.
Had like
You
a
drove a Mustang?
yeah. So Claire's sister's friend rented for the day like a Mustang, and they drove
Ooh.
up north. They went up to like montreal and back, and they drove
Nice.
around. And then I was picking them up from the dealer or whatever, and he was like, "You want to drive it?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." And I was so used to my Honda where I'm like, it's on eco mode, and I'm listening to like Showm FM, thunder, like listening to this radio, and then I'm in the car. There's Spotify. I'm like pressing the pedal, and it moves to my foot. There's not like a
Yeah.
delay, like
Yeah, your car is like.
yeah.
It's like a guy like, go get ready quick.
Oh yeah, I'm going.
Put your pants back on. The car's like getting ready. You're like, oh my god, what's happening? Car's like, I'm ready. A sports
and it was
car.
like, whoa.
It's an athlete.
And I was driving down
Yeah.
the road. I was like flying. I was like, this is really cool.
Yeah. It's first of all, it's a brand new car.
Yeah.
And Mustangs, they're made to be reactive. That's why they call
Ooh.
it sports cars. It's like you're driving an athlete.
Yeah,
It's like
really
you're driving
cool.
Usain Bolt. Again, that's a bit racist.
Yeah.
God damn it, you're not supposed to drive a black man. But that's why I call it a sports car. It's
They
like
could replace his legs with Usain Bolt. Okay, I was thinking of Oscar Pistorius.
no, he's if you want to kill someone, that's what.
Yeah,
you,
yeah.
you think he killed his ex-wife?
I don't
with
know
this-
anything about that
with a
story
sports.
at all.
I know
with
he
a
killed.
sports car.
Like no, but he put like his
He put
sports.
wheels on his legs.
He put rollerblades, so he's like so he can run away
He's,
fast.
he's like a transformer.
Doo, doo, doo. Yeah, I love cars, man.
Yeah,
Cars are fun. I'm worried about my car.
Yeah?
Always worried.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's my longest relationship, and it's been good to me. So I'm like, should I get it checked? I should go get it checked.
Dude, there was this episode of King of the Hill. I think I ask you every month, do you ever watch King of the Hill?
Episodes of it, yeah.
Okay, it's my favorite show. It's like one of the funniest shows ever. And there's this one episode where Hank starts getting like really emotional all of a sudden, and he's noticing that his truck is like slowly dying. And then like he went to a movie with his wife, and in the movie, like a tractor falls over on top of like a farmer, and he's like reaching for his son. He's like, "Son, I love you, son. I love you. I'm gonna die, but I love you. Always remember me." And then he starts crying, and Peggy, his wife, thinks it's because he has a strained relationship with his son. But turns out later, he's like he's trying to work on his car, and then he's like, "Oh, I don't know what's going on with my car. I've had it for so long," and he's like crying, and he's like this very conservative, boring guy that never shows his emotion other than when it's with his car.
I totally get it.
It's so I was like, God damn. And then his car completely collapses, right? And he goes and finds a new car, and he's like driving, and he's like, oh. It's like it has like it shows like, remember back in the day, the old cars, they would have like which direction you're driving, northwest or whatever. Oh. Anyway, love King of the Hill.
It is certain men relationship with the cars. It's very emotional.
Mhm.
Like now my car, like the plastic is falling off, but I
Mhm.
swear every time I see it, I'm like, you're so hot. I've had relationships where like every time I saw that girl, I'm like, you're hot.
Mhm.
Like she could be like snoring and snoot is coming out of her nose. I'm like, you're so hot. And that's how I feel about my
Yeah,
car. Because it was like, it's my first new car. I bought it brand new. It had like
Yeah.
2 kilometers on it.
Wow.
I learned how to drive stick shift on it. I've had numerous relationships,
Wow.
throughout my life with this car.
Uh-huh.
I changed my life. I still had the car.
Yeah.
Like when I started it, I was beginning my engineering career, and then I quit my engineering career. Then I started comedy,
Wow.
and I drove it for Uber. Like this car
Yeah. It's
has
good to
been
know.
with me since day
Uh-huh.
one.
How many kilometers do you have on it now?
200 something.
It's a lot.
Yeah, hopefully.
Pretty good.
Yeah, hopefully another.
Wow. Yeah. Hope for another 100,000.
Hope to another 500,000
To another
million, please.
100,000. 200,000. How
Yeah.
long do cars go?
It depends if you maintain them. Some people say like 500.
What?
If you maintain them and you change everything and you take them to the mechanic often, blah blah blah.
Oh, damn. That's pretty.
Yeah, Japanese and Korean cars, they're pretty good.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
500,000.
Dude, your car is like 55 years old. How old is your car?
It's 2012. Yeah,
Yeah.
11 years old.
Yeah, it's 11 years old.
The car like runs amazing. Like it's always amazing. Never had a problem with
Yeah,
it.
and you don't use it often too, right?
No.
Yeah. It's no. I love cars. That's what people don't understand
Mhm.
about cars. The people are like, yeah, we don't want cars. Cars are freedom.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Cars give you like, oh, want to go there now? Let's go there now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, now you're like, oh, let's. The thing is, the people, Gen Zs. I'm gonna on Gen Zs for a second. Like, oh, cars, just when you can use a bike, and then they're at home like, oh, I'm hungry. Let's just Uber Eats. And the guy who's Uber eating your food is in a car.
Yeah.
So you just gave that little fun. Honestly, it's fun to drive. You gave it to someone else because you want to be a consumer without doing anything to do it.
The one thing I'd say, if I remember once I was like, I'm gonna drive to the restaurant and pick up my food, and I like leave. I'm like getting into traffic, and then like trying to find parking, and then I'm like freezing, and then I go. I would rather. If I live in the suburbs, a car would be the best because everywhere has a goddamn parking lot. Yeah. There's no parking lots in the city. I hate that. Like Claire's like, oh, let's drive to. I'm like, does it have a parking lot? Like I can't just find.
Man, you're not 85 years old. You can do a couple of quick rounds.
I hate it. Oh, I hate it. I would rather go like out to Laval to like go to Walmart or something than to. Or the Marché Central. This is such a Montreal episode, but like
it's a Montreal. It's the Amer effect.
Yeah, the Amer effect.
I'm subconsciously trying to force you to name the episode Amer effect. I don't know if you're noticing. I'm just gonna continue dropping into the Amer effect. Cut to you release a podcast called the Gabriel effect.
Yeah, or like Russell Brand again or something.
Another
10,000 views. Like, phew.
We have to be careful, by the way.
Yeah,
we have to be careful that we don't fall into that. So when you put your hand here, it kind of like unfocused my attention.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I'm like,
damn.
You know me, if you open your arm, I just want to go, hey.
Yeah. No, we're not gonna fall into that because it's only usually one thing.
Because I know you. You're a view whore. Yeah. You're a viewership whore.
Yeah.
You like follow the views.
You
know, which is
that's what like but not every like. I don't know, a lot.
We should be the Russell Brand.
Yeah, would be good.
You know, we should start a cult like him and have crazy hair and they're like, hello, love. Hello, governor.
But he's the worst.
Pfizer.
Like, he like follows the trends and news more than anybody.
Oh yeah, I know. That's why I don't like.
I hate that stuff. We're like Ben Shapiro. All
talking about Barbie for 45
so
minutes.
Lame.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Listen. So anyways, guys, please.
Yes.
Subscribe.
Yes.
Subscribe. Prescribe. Pfizer. I told you right that I went on a date and she's like, oh yeah, I listened to your podcast.
Yes. Shout out.
How's your friend Eugene?
Shout out to the lucky lady.
How's like we had a couple of things like, oh, be careful, you know, your penis won't drink if you get too drunk. I'm like, dude, listen, you really listen
weird
to all the attention. She's like, oh, so how was the interview with the vampire? I'm like, what? That's like,
dude, that is terrifying. I was at this is actually really weird. So I was at Grumpy's last Tuesday.
Yeah. And
this guy was like at the bar and he turned to me. I've never seen this guy. He's like an older guy. He's like, oh, it's Gabriel Omassi. I listen to your podcast. Nice to see you, Gabriel Omassi. And he's like some weirdo. I mean, nice guy, but he's so nice. And I'm like, I don't know. Like the moment that happens to me, the more and more people listen, I'm gonna have to delete my Facebook and change banks and move houses because I'm like, this is terrifying. Like,
yeah, that's the right state of mind to have when you want to build a fan base.
Yeah,
like, oh, don't say hi to me.
I want curated meet and greets with a bodyguard.
With you have to pay $50 to shake Gabe's hand.
Hello, how's it going? But I'll be very nice, very friendly, behind bulletproof glass.
But just so you know, every interaction you've had has been friendly. Can we agree?
Yeah.
Okay, so what's your problem?
I don't know. Terrified of interactions
it's very
with people.
Surprising. It's very surprising because it happened to me a couple of times. People approach me less because they clearly see you're the kinder guy.
Oh, okay, really? You see?
Well, you're friendly.
You're the nicer guy, though.
I am nicer, but you look nicer.
But you're the guy that's like, hey, and you hug everybody, and I'm like, I don't want to hug
but again,
anyone
but
ever
if you look
again.
at me on paper, I'm a guy who shaves his head, who has a resting creep face. We had that talk, and when I walk, I'm always focused.
Okay.
You tend to not philanderer.
Diddle daddle.
Diddle daddle. You're like, la, 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 la,
Yeah.
And I'm like, goal set, approach, increase speed. Like this is, my brain is always goal oriented. So whatever, if I'm outside, I'm going somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm like, there's a destination in mind. I have to. So people are like, ooh, like I don't look as friendly, but inside I am friendly.
Yeah, you're
like,
very friendly.
On the inside, I am you.
Yeah.
On you, on the inside, you are me.
Oh, yeah.
And I have proof for that.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want me to bring it on the podcast.
Yeah, 100%. I don't care.
So this is how I prove, like, on the inside, I am him, but on the outside, he is me. That's why we have a beautiful friendship. Because we were doing a show, okay, and there was a gorgeous woman. And I looked at her, and I told him, hey, Gabe, look at her. She's so hot. And you're like, hey, whoa, man, whoa, bro, don't. Come on, man, Joe. I don't want Pepe Le Pew, bro. Come on. I just said she's beautiful. No. And here's what you said. Like, bro, but yeah, these are inner thoughts. I don't share them outside. I'm like,
I don't. I never share those inner thoughts. No.
And I'm like, hey, I don't like. I felt like, because you got really stressed. I'm like, hey, don't. I'm never gonna bring up any beautiful women with you ever again. But I'm like, it's funny when you said that you weren't criticizing the thought, you were criticizing the thought that I brought it up, because you had the thought as well. But you just, the idea of bringing it up for you is like, bro, hey,
I don't.
Bro, this is quick, bro. Don't, bro.
I think you know what got me.
I'm like, I didn't say let's go fucking gag bag her.
So this was, you tried to initiate this interaction a few times.
Yes,
I remember.
I have.
And then but that moment, because I remember you said like, look at this, and I handed you some money or something, and then you were like, oh, but what about that girl? And I was like, here's a chocolate, and you're like, okay, but what about that girl? And I was like, the lights are, and you're like, no, but what about that girl? And I was like, dude, don't you realize I'm trying to divert this?
I honestly, I didn't until you specified it. I didn't take into account your personality. I'm like, oh, that's I enjoy beauty. I like art.
Yeah,
For me, this hot body was art. It's like we went to the museum and we saw like a beautiful painting. I'm like, hey, Gabe, look at the beautiful painting. And you would go like, bro, come on,
no,
hey.
You know what?
Whoa, calm down. I'm like, did I offer
maybe I would also not divulge right away my thoughts on a painting.
We've been friends for 45 years.
But I can't, like, no, with nobody. Like I can't. It's
okay. I respect you.
It's a piece of myself that it's hard to give away. Like the things that are really like the things that I like or don't like. If I'm unable to give them out voluntarily, it's hard for me to then like I need to give it out voluntarily. Like on the podcast, I said this, right? Like we're talking about different things. But if it's like if I'm put in a situation where I have to give my opinion right away, like or have some sort of thought or some sort of piece of me, I have like a really hard time.
I don't know which one is right and which one is wrong.
No, how I am.
My thought is that I never censor my thoughts. My thoughts are never censored. Like whatever, it just comes out. Even that's why on stage sometimes I say the craziest, most ridiculous things, because because in my mind they're words. They're words. They're thoughts. Worst case scenario, I'm gonna offend someone, and it's okay. They're allowed to be offended, and I'm allowed to be offended. And like I say, offensive things. You know, that's they're words. You're more calculated, I guess, or you're the valve is tighter, so you're careful about what you say, which is why a lot of people love you and you get booked on like LGBTQ friendly shows.
But also I'm very sensitive, so even the thoughts are just thoughts. They're more like feelings to me. So it's not just a thought; it's more of a feeling. So I like if you put myself, if you put me in the situation where you're like, look at that girl, look, she's super hot. Then I'm like feeling all these like it's not just like yes, check, you know. It's
so
not
okay. So you're like, oh, let's go talk to her and get to
No.
know her. It's just like
it's just like my thought. Like I keep them secret. It's just me being just I don't want to give away any part of myself that's like that, other than like I don't know, like almost nobody. Like nobody. Even like with Peter, we talk. Peter does that not as much, but he's like, oh, and then he realizes that, so he just stopped. Like he's like, I know you don't really like talking about like sexuality or like these.
Do you have sex? Do you enjoy sex?
Yeah. I love sex. I just don't like talking about it unless it's like funny.
I don't talk about sex neither. If you really pay attention, like I never tell like, oh, when is the last time I told you? This girl.
You know what I mean? Like, I guess maybe it's feelings in general. I don't like talking about feelings in general.
I don't know if that's the Uber man or the Uber woman. Like, I don't know where do you get that. I don't know if that's because usually men don't talk about feelings, and that's a very masculine thing. But at the same time, being uncensored is also very manly. So it's like we're like the yin and yang. I told you, I think inside of me is you, but the outside is me. But inside of you is me. Like we have the same thoughts. I just vocalize them and then you keep them. And you look friendly and I don't, but I am friendly and you're not. You know what I mean?
But I'm also friendly, but I'm also not.
You're super you're super friendly with your friends.
Yeah.
But then again, you keep secret thoughts that you don't want to share.
Yeah, I don't with any of my no. I try to keep.
Just so you know, I love you just the way you are.
Thank you.
The most important thing for me is that you feel comfortable.
Yeah, I feel very comfortable
sharing whatever you want with me.
Yeah.
And just don't snap at me because I'm like, what? Because I feel bad. I'm like, I didn't do anything wrong.
I don't think I snapped that much. Yeah, I did. I think you know what it was. It was like that valve.
Let's hug it out. It was that valve.
It was like. Let me done. Okay, 10 more minutes.
10.
Holy shit.
After the hug, you're like, can we stop this? Can we stop this podcast?
No, it's good. It's a great podcast. Want to play baseball later or something? Play some catch?
You smell good, by the way. Do you wear perfume?
No, it's I put some paste in my hair.
It smells great.
Mm.
It's funny. So as I said, I've had lady friends
Mm-hmm.
come over, and so I'm like, oh, I should. It's such a manly thing. I'm like, oh, I should, set it up so that she feels comfortable, because I like to be a good host.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I looked at my shower, and this is true. I'm like, I know what to do, mate. And I just opened a new box of Irish Spring. So now if you look at my shower, there's like the shower head and Irish Spring. I'm like, look what I did for you. Brand new Irish Spring for you, because I treat my ladies well.
Irish Spring.
That's...
Irish Spring makes me itchy. Weird, huh?
So how do you wash your body?
Dove.
Oh, Dove is good too.
I like Dove.
I should have bought a Dove.
Only whatever's in Costco for cheap. And sometimes Irish Spring, sometimes it's Dove. And
what does your woman use?
Dove.
Oh, that's good.
We just use the same soap.
I find that when I use Dove, it's just everything's creamy.
I know, but I living with a woman, you have to just like agree that everything's gonna be creamy from now on. Like you kiss your girlfriend, she has like creamy like not lipstick but like lip whatever creamy hand oil is always creamy. She's always doing this cream, and I'm like okay, and everything I touch, I'm like
you look sandpaper, and you're like, and then you touch
it, and then like. It's weird, right? Like everything's just cream. You're like
everything is soft, and smooth, and creamy.
I like a little bit of friction, and then like
before you met her, with your hand you can create fire. Just like and then the gas stove starts. That's how you start a gas stove. You snap your finger next to the gas stove, and just the gas. That's how itchy you were before you met her.
That is funny. Yeah, I do have dry beard.
Yeah. Oh, I have Neutrogena. And I use Neutrogena on my face and my head.
I gotta start. So that's like, how I put like gel or mousse? Do you like wax your head or something?
No, I just shave it. You you said like you like painting your toes.
I just painted them.
Okay, I trust you.
Look at this.
Nope.
Look at that, guys.
No.
Look at this.
I'm not gonna open my eyes.
It's a different color. It's like appropriate for the fall.
Nope. I'm not gonna look.
It's deep
I hate you
royal
so much.
red.
I hate you. I'm gonna hit you, Gabe.
You don't like
respect my feelings, Gabe.
Fine.
You have to understand. You know what? I don't want to see this. First of all, it's disgusting. I don't want to see your foot. It's not the toenails.
It's a foot.
See, I don't want to see a foot.
Yeah.
You know my feelings about men's legs. What do you think my feelings is about men's feet? It's even worse.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't mind body parts.
I told you in my thought, the only thing Islam got wrong is who should dress more. I think men should wear the whole hijab niqab thing, and women should just be walking naked all the time. This is what I think.
Okay.
This is how they were so close.
Yeah.
It's as if like the guy when he was writing men, he slipped and he wrote woman instead of men. Like men should be covered.
Yeah.
And women should be like, hey, I'm in lingerie and high heels, naked all the time, looking like this is how it should be.
Next to a sports car.
Next to a sports car. That's how it should be. I get all my beauty from women. Hair, I don't need hair, because I can just, if I want to play with nice hair, I'll have my girlfriend and I'll play with her hair. Let's say I want to see beautiful toes, and I'll just, like everything that I'm like, oh, I like this. I don't need to have it. I just as long as the woman I like has it, I'm happy.
I gotcha.
Hey,
I gotcha.
I like toenail. I like beautiful colored toenails.
Mine are really
I just
nice.
don't need to look at my toes and have that feeling.
Okay.
Because there's so many beautiful women I can look. I can get my beauty from everywhere else. I don't need to look at myself and go like, ooh, look at my toes.
I know. Well, I'm not doing that, but also
you're doing
maybe
that.
a little bit, but like maybe a little bit. But it's funny. Before like it's like
my body is purely. It's like my body is like my apartment. It's purely for utility.
Yeah, utility.
Everything is for utility. This is good. Why? I don't need to do anything about it. It's cold. I wear a hat. It's hot. I take off my hat. My body is made to do work.
Okay.
It's a Jeep.
Yeah.
It's like a G-Wagon, Mercedes G-Wagon. This is what my body is.
But I used to be like not even like that. Like I used to just be like a slob basically. Like it's not even for work. Like, my body was for like video games 24/7 when I was like 17.
Well, that was the work.
Sorta. Like I was just lying down playing games.
Your posture was made for the video games.
Yeah.
Your eating was providing you like high carb, high sugar, just to be focused, alert for short sword. It was just you were using your body for playing purely video games.
Yeah. But now like I go in and I was like walking. And I was like, I want to get a pair of new Doc Martens, and then I'm like, I want to get a new pair of socks. Oh, I want to get a nice toenail.
That's okay.
done, you know?
Doc Martens, they're
I got
utility
a new
boots.
pair of pants.
Oh yeah, these are new.
Pretty
Ooh.
new. I just got
They look
them.
very nice. I like your color.
Yeah, so because
I like this style.
I had this shirt,
It's very
but
nice
I
shirt.
didn't have the right pair of pants because like I only had black pants, which I was like, yeah, it's kind of dark,
yeah,
you
black,
know.
black and blue. You don't.
So then I found some green pants, and I got the nice.
It's funny, you know what? Why they go well?
Mm.
The fadeness of the shirt matches the fadeness of the
Yeah.
pants. The color, I don't know how to match.
I
blue
don't
and
know.
green,
Me
but
too.
the fadeness,
It works somehow,
nails
you
it.
know.
you nailed the fade. Your boots, by the way,
Mhm.
you should like apply some protection.
I did
on them.
yesterday.
Okay, that's good.
And I'm excited, dude.
Also, by the way, if you meet Gabe, you'll notice he's like 6 inches taller
Yeah, it's
because of
my
his boots.
I'm
He's
6
wearing high heels. I
Yeah.
saw him like, why am I looking at Gabe? I'm taller than him. Why am I looking up to him?
You think? I think. Well, you're 6'1"?
Something like that. I don't know.
Okay, I'm 6.
I have horrible posture, so I'm like
Okay,
5'2".
yeah, you're probably. But like I said, like I love fall fashion. I love watching like rom-coms set in fall. Like it's because
Hey,
they're all dressed nice.
Guys,
and-
I want to buy nice boots too to be like Gabe. If you enjoy, send me an e-transfer
Yeah.
to supersonicamer@gmail.com. E-transfer me some money so I can buy really cool. I want to buy Red Wing boots.
You know, I just realized Supersonic is a reference to Oasis, right?
Jamiroquai.
Jamiroquai. Oh, okay.
She's supersonic, and I'm like, oh, he's talking about me, and then I took it.
Did you see the one of the comments with the Godzilla clip we put out, being like, "Oh, tear it down"? I'm like, "What do you mean?" I comment. And he's like, "Oh, it's the Jamiroquai made a music video in association with the movie Godzilla in 1998."
Oh, yeah, I think it rings a bell.
Right? Weird, huh?
Yeah, I think
And I'm
it
like,
rings a
that's such a weird connection. I
bell. I love. Did I ever tell you that? Did I ever tell the Jamiroquai story?
Yeah,
on
yeah.
this
You
pod?
went to go see him, and you're like,
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, and then
you went backstage, and then wait, didn't your girlfriend?
I didn't have a girlfriend. There was a girl
Oh yeah.
who was really hot, but she had really bad toes.
Okay, tell the story, and that's how I'll end the podcast.
Okay, so there was a very brief period of my time where Gabriel, I was at the height of my beauty.
Mm-hmm.
I was 40 pounds lighter,
Mm-hmm.
broad shoulders, hair nicer than yours,
Wow.
thick, beautiful jaw, skin, sexy,
Damn.
just
Creamy.
creamy. I think it was my 3rd year of university. It was the height of my hotness.
Uh-huh.
Never arrived to that level ever again. I think I was 160, 170 pounds.
Whoa.
You know, I have nice
Svelte.
shoulders. So imagine these
Yeah.
shoulders with these like this huge width
Uh-huh.
with like and it was that summer I was working in a vibration lab. I fell in love with vibration, so I got like my first engineering job.
Sitting on a drying.
No, I would just stick a table.
Dryer. Oh
Just make it
really?
no. It was different. Anyways, so I got a job at McGill. Things are great. I was working with a guy who was very stupid,
Mm-hmm.
and there was a really hot girl who was also kind of working in the lab. And it's not that I was also really hot, but the delta. You know what's the delta? It's the difference between two things.
Okay.
So like for example, the delta between 5 and 3 is 2.
Oh, okay.
So the difference. So the delta between how dumb he is and how smart and how much smart I was smart, but he was so dumb
Mm-hmm.
that I was Einstein comparing him to a
Oh,
crocodile.
okay,
Like
okay,
it was.
okay.
So she was like, "Oh my god!" Like she would look at us and she was like, "This guy is a Brad Pitt right here," you know.
Uh-huh.
So she would like we would talk and we'd hang out and she would walk with me and I would look at her toes. I'm like, ugh. But she was so pretty. She was so pretty. And then one day I'm told, "Oh, I'm going to see Jamiroquai." And you know, like Joel Slavik's joke, like, "Oh my God, I love Jamiroquai."
Uh-huh.
It's like, "Oh my God, I'm gonna come see Jamiroquai
Uh-huh.
too." So she came to see Jamiroquai, and I was in the front row, just girl fanning, like, "Oh my God, Jamiroquai," and dancing, knowing all his lyrics. And she was there, and she's like she thought that I'd dance with her, and I would,
Oh,
but I'm
you're
like,
dancing.
I'm like, I'm dancing with Jay.
yeah. It's amazing.
I'm looking at his shoes so I can buy them. That's how much I'm wearing his T-shirt. Like this is how much I love him. And then the security guy came, and they were taking people to the VIP room just to party with Jay. JK, that's the name of the that's the name of the guy. And so I'm like, I'm waiting, and they.
You're like, yeah, I bet he's gonna love me.
Because he looked
He's
at me. He
totally-
told me he threw me a Gatorade because like you're a great dancer. I told you that, right?
Yeah.
I'm dancing, and then like I'm looking at him like you're great. He's like, no, you're great.
Wow.
Then he took a break to drink a Gatorade. He looked at me, he's like, you need one? I'm like, and then he threw me a Gatorade.
Wow.
And then he had like big black singers, like backup singers,
Uh-huh.
just beautiful, gorgeous, big black women with strong voices. And they would look at me, he's like, you're good. And I'm like, no, you're good.
Wow, that's
And then
fun.
I was like, Or it was so fun. Anyways, so there's a big bouncer. Because she was pretty. He looks at her. He's like, okay, you come. No. Okay, you come.
Whoa. Okay.
And then she partied with JK, and God knows what happened.
You never saw her again?
I don't remember. It's funny. Like that was probably, but that was the last memory I have of her in my life.
Like she's out of my mind now forever.
I think I was out of her mind.
Oh yeah,
It's like, oh, he's gay.
She got
he wants to have sex with the whole band of Jamiroquai.
That's great.
He has no interest in female genitalia. Okay, well, all right, guys. Thank you so much for listening to this very cool, interesting podcast. Tell your friends. Subscribe if you're a new subscriber. Give us 5 stars on Spotify.
Yeah.
Like, share, reply, add comments. Go hug Gabe. If you see Gabe in public, give him a from behind.
You know what?
Go,
no!
bonne nuit, and just and tell him how hot women are in his vicinity.
Just give me not even a high five. Give me like this. But
give him a gun.
No.
Look at him and eye contact and go.
That is scary.
No, give him a high five. Are you comfortable with a high five?
Yeah.
And transfer me money so I can buy cool boots and be as tall as Gabe.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, guys. We love you.
Okay.
I love you, Gene. Bye.